Good afternoon and welcome everyone. My name is Matt Tarr. I'm the Vice President for Research and Economic Development here at the University of New Orleans. And this is our annual Achievements in Research, Creativity, and Scholarship program. And here to officially welcome everyone is President John Nicklow.
It's a pleasure to welcome everyone to our Achievements in Research, Creativity, and Scholarship celebration. I'm really proud to say that our campus is a determined community of scholars and researchers, including faculty, staff, and students who are innovating and creating new knowledge and creative output in service of a better world and a better city, certainly. Today's event is befitting of our status as the only public research university in New Orleans. For more than 6 decades, research has just been a part of our heritage and a part of our DNA. And it's an important part of our future. Research, I think, in my opinion, makes professors better teachers and improves student engagement. And when I became president 5 years ago, I announced that one of my chief goals was to build on that heritage and reinvigorate our research efforts. And with the leadership of Vice President for Research and Dr. Tarr and his staff, as well as our amazing faculty, I believe we're doing just that. So I want to congratulate all of our winners that will be announced today. I'm grateful for your dedication to your discipline and to your institution. Each one of you plays an integral role in helping the university fulfill its research mission. And you make me very UNO proud. So thank you. Matt?
All right, thank you, President Nicklow, not just for being here today to participate in our program, but also for your support and enthusiasm for the research mission and endeavors of the university as a whole. Again, as you mentioned, for faculty, staff, students, and others. Before we move on to the rest of the program, I do want to, well, I don't know if I should apologize, but I will. We normally have a very festive event with live music performed by students at UNO, as well as food. And as you all know, we're not able to do that this year, but hopefully next year we'll be back in person and having a much more enjoyable event where we can all interact more closely with each other and enjoy the music and the food to accompany the presentations. So moving forward with our program, first I would like to thank the Undergraduate Research and Creativity Council. All of their names are listed here. And this group is led by Liz Sigler, who's our Director of Undergraduate Research and Creativity. And this group is largely responsible for our undergraduate research programs, and we'll talk a little bit more about those as we go through the program today. So thanks again to all of these individuals for their commitment and effort. Part of our undergraduate research and creativity program at the university is funded by the Oscar J. Thomas Charitable Trust. We're in our 3rd year in which they have generously supported this program. That support has allowed us to grow dramatically our formalized undergraduate research and creativity program, in which we are allowing our undergraduate students to get directly involved with researchers, scholars, artists, etc., on our campus to enrich their educational experience, but also, as Dr. Nicklow mentioned, to support the vibrance and the welfare of our community as a whole. So thanks again to the Thomas Charitable Trust, and we will discuss the individual programs that are funded by that donation. The first of those two is the Privateer Undergraduate Research and Scholarly UNO Experience. It's kind of a lot of words, so we shorten that to Pursue. And this particular program allows students across all disciplines. And this is a very important point. We have students working in every college, including the library, in our Pursue program this year. And this program, as mentioned, allows these students an opportunity to work with faculty and sometimes staff mentors, and they're paid $15 an hour for up to 100 hours to contribute to their financial well-being while they are dedicating that time to their research, scholarly, and creative activities. And in this particular program, we've had a number of students that have been supported. Again, these are across all our colleges, and we've broken these down on the next few slides showing where these students are from. So in the College of Business, we only have 5 Tolma scholars this year, but it's still a good contribution, and you can see the mentors for each of those students who are participating in this year's program. In our College of Engineering, we have a few more Pursue Scholars this year across 3 different departments or programs. And again, you can see the listing of all of the undergraduate participants as well as their mentors. And by the way, the mentors make up an extremely important group because we wouldn't be able to run these programs without the mentors. So thanks to all the mentors as well. Now showing the Pursue recipients in our College of Liberal Arts, Education, and Human Development. Again, you can see that these students are participating across multiple departments and with multiple different mentors. So we have great participation across the entire university. The next slide is a continuation for that college because we had so many, we couldn't fit them all on one slide. And so this is just, again, showing 3 additional departments in that college. And finally, we have, sorry, not finally, the next college is the College of Sciences. And again, many of the departments in that college are participating, and we have multiple mentors who are assisting those undergraduate researchers. And now I can say finally, this is our last slide of Pursue students. And now we see we have 2 undergraduates working in the library on scholarly endeavors. And again, we thank the mentors from the library for making it possible for us to have that unit join us in supporting our Pursue program. Now we'll turn to the Coserp students, and the Coserp program is essentially the same as the Pursue program. The main difference is that this program is limited to the College of Sciences, and it's funded partially by the College of Sciences, and that's why it's limited to that program. And they do allow students to work for 2 semesters in this program. So it's a little bit of a longer term program, but otherwise it's very similar to the Pursue program, and both of them are partially supported by the Tolma's Charitable Trust. So the Coserp students that are supported this year are from, again, a wide range of departments, multiple mentors across those departments. So again, we appreciate very much the efforts of our mentors that allow our undergraduate Tolma scholars to work in their area of interest and support their educational outcomes through that scholarly, creative, or research endeavor. So just to give a quick summary of our Tolma Scholars program through the last 3 years, we're in our 3rd year of the program. In the first year, we had 73 students participate. Last year, we were able to bump that up to 90 scholars. And we probably would have exceeded 90 this year, but we had to scale back a little bit just because of some logistics due to the whole pandemic issue. But we were able to maintain that level of the first year. So I'm very happy that, again, all of our mentors and the Undergraduate Research and Creativity Council and others have contributed to allow us to be able to maintain that number of participants. So now we're going to hear a short video recording from one of our Tolma scholars and her perspectives on how participating both in the Tolma Scholars Program and in Innovate UNO, our annual showcase of research, creative, and scholarly endeavors, has impacted her educational path.
Hi, I'm Goday, and I am a studio art major here at the University of New Orleans. I've participated in Innovate UNO for the past 3 years and had the wonderful opportunity of participating in the Tolma Scholars Program in 2020 with my mentor, Kathy Rodriguez. I've really enjoyed participating in Innovate UNO because it has not only opened the door to let me present my art, but it has let me learn about interesting and amazing research being done by other UNO students. My first year presenting at Innovate UNO, I met Dr. Matthew Tarr, who introduced me to the Tolma Scholars Program, which I'm very thankful for because the Tolma Scholars Program and my mentor, Kathy Rodriguez, have given me the time and the funding to work on bigger projects. These bigger projects were hours in the studio, hours at home, running into frustrating mistakes, and getting paint on everything to reach a final product. But being able to present something that I've worked really hard on has made it all worth it. In the Tolma Scholars Program, my main focus was to explore different styles and different techniques, and to find what best fit my interest. But in this process, I have found more questions than answers. And that is because I have found different ways to paint and different new perspectives, which sparks a curiosity and creates a drive to strive for more. The Tolma Scholars Program and Innovate UNO have not only given me the courage to present and discuss my art, but it has given me the courage to explore, expand, and take risks for bigger projects and my future career. And for that, I say thank you.
All right, so Ashley wasn't able to be with us live today because oddly enough, she has class to go to. So, well, that's why she's here as a student to learn. I did want to mention, however, that all of her words were original. We didn't give her any script or anything like that. We probably gave her, a time limit and some rough areas to talk about how the Tolma Scholar Program and Innovate have impacted her. But all that content were her own original thoughts. And I'm always highly motivated when I hear a student like her talk about how these programs impact her. She talked about courage and insight and new perspectives. And that's really what our Tolma Scholar Program and Innovate UNO is all about. So we really appreciate her participation and her willingness to share those thoughts with us. Once again, I would like to thank all of the mentors and the Undergraduate Research and Creativity Council, as well as all of our Tolma scholars and the Tolma's Charitable Trust. At this point, we're going to shift and talk more about our faculty endeavors. Although this program is embracing student and faculty and staff endeavors, right now we're going to shift to a section on faculty research. And this is overseen predominantly by the Research Council, which has representatives from across the university. We appreciate their time and effort. They are the body that not only gives advice to the Office of Research on how to manage our programs, but also does the majority, in fact, all of the work in assessing the applications that we receive for internal grants and for faculty awards. So this is the body who reviews those applications, ranks them, and then we tabulate and then decide on who the winners are based on their hard work and input. So again, thank you to all of the members of the Research Council. And once again, I'll point out that this is a very interdisciplinary group. We've got representation from across the colleges, and we really appreciate the breadth of participation that we get in the Research Council. So at this point, I'm going to turn it back over to President Nicklow to talk about our Faculty Creativity, Research, and Scholarship Awards.
Thank you, Matt. The Faculty Creativity, Research, and Scholarship Awards are the most prestigious awards bestowed by the Office of Research at UNO. They're presented to innovative faculty members who have distinguished themselves in their fields and at the university. Nominations are reviewed and scored by the Research Council, and we're grateful to them for their efforts. The Creativity, Research, and Scholarship Award recognizes persons who have achieved the rank of associate professor or professor. It is a one-year fixed price award of $10,000. This year's winner of the Creativity, Research, and Scholarship Award is a tremendously productive researcher who has been extraordinarily successful in securing external funding to help connect families with early intervention services and special education. She's a dedicated teacher who diligently prepares her courses and includes innovative methods and technologies in her instruction. She's received 11 federal grants and 9 state or university grants totaling more than $6 million. She's also served on the UNO Research Council for several years. This year's winner of the Creativity, Research, and Scholarship Award is Linda Flynn Wilson. Linda?
Hi, thank you very much, Dr. Nicklow. Gosh, I feel like I won the Golden Globe Award or something, only better. I'm Linda Flynn Wilson. I'm a full professor at the University of New Orleans, and I'm in early childhood special education. I've had federal grant funding since my tenure here at the University of New Orleans for 21 years. I train teachers to work with young children with disabilities and their families. These children are from birth to the age of 5. And I really want to thank you for this recognition, and to the Office of Research for their support and acknowledgement of my work, as well as you, Dr. Nicklow. And I also want to thank the School of Education for their continued support. This is a really great honor for me, and I thank you very much.
Congratulations again, Linda.
And John and Linda, let me just jump in quickly. I know this wasn't in our script, but here's the plaque that we prepared for you, and we'll give it to you at another time, but we did make the plaques, so there it is.
Great. The Early Career Creativity Research and Scholarship Award recognizes persons who have been employed at UNO for at least 3 years and who have already distinguished themselves in their research activities in that short time. It is a 1-year fixed price award of $7,500. The winner this year of the Early Career Creativity Research and Scholarship Award established himself very early as a national and internationally known researcher and continues to build an impressive reputation in this field. He supervises an extremely active research group of graduate students and undergraduate students, and he's recently been awarded private and state grants totaling over $446,000 and has partnered on collaborative projects exceeding $2.4 million. He has helped inspire many students and has led to the development of new curriculum concentrations at UNO. This year's winner of the Early Career Creativity Research and Scholarship Award is David Podgorski. David, congratulations.
Thank you, President Nicklow. It is an honor to receive this award today. First and foremost, I want to thank my wife, Dr. Phoebe Zito. Phoebe is my best collaborator in science and life, and I can say with 100% confidence that without her, I would not be here today. Although my name is on this plaque, the award does not represent my accomplishments. Rather, it represents what I've been allowed to accomplish. I came to UNO with big dreams to build infrastructure aimed at stimulating research competitiveness, for other scientists and provide unique opportunities for undergraduate and graduate students. I've received nothing but 100% support from Chairperson Mark Trudell, Dean Steve Johnson, and Vice President for Research and Economic Development, Matthew Tarr, to pursue this vision. We've obtained instrumentation for our teaching laboratories that provide students with access and training that is second to none in the state of Louisiana. Universities across the state were notified that our facility is open for collaborative research. The response has been overwhelming for our lab that runs on student power without really the benefit of a lab manager. Nevertheless, we have new collaborators coming from all corners of the state and even the almighty LSU. Our analytical capabilities and expertise not only provide opportunities to stimulate research competitiveness in Louisiana, but also provide hands-on training for UNO students and visiting students from collaborating institutions. We were very, very fortunate to receive support from Provost Amzgar and President Nicklow during the last round of hires to bring in another faculty member that believed in our vision. With this new faculty member, we've been able to provide immediate return on their investment by obtaining a $1 million instrument funded by the National Science Foundation Major Research Instrumentation Award. This was the first NSF MRI awarded to UNO. Moreover, this instrumentation is one of a kind in the Southeast and provides unique opportunities for student training, research, and prestige for UNO. Our vision has been well received by colleagues, department chairs, and deans from other UL system institutions and LSU, who provided letters of support for acquisition of a state-of-the-art instrument from the border regions. Our future is bright, and I look forward to adding new like-minded faculty to our department in an effort to add resources, train students, bring in research dollars, and expand prestige of UNO to the national level. and eventually obtain center status from the border regions. I can honestly say that there's no place I'd rather be than UNO, and it's an honor to be here, and I'm UNO proud. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, David, and congratulations again to both of our winners and to everyone involved in research at UNO. Matt?
All right, great. And once again, we do have a plaque for David, so we'll get that to you in the near future. So you can hang that up in your office or at home, wherever you prefer. And I want to add my personal thanks to both of our recipients today, as well as all the other nominees from this year and previous years, as well as previous awards, their contributions and for this scholarly and creative endeavors here at the University of New Orleans, as well as the impact that they make in their disciplines and across society. So at this point, we're going to move on to our next part of the program. We thank President Nicklo again for presenting those awards and for being present during this ceremony. This stage is to announce the recipients of our internal grants. Each year, we have a competition for 3 different awards that we ran this year: the Creative Endeavor Opportunity, the Stimulating Competitive Research Program, and the Interdisciplinary Grant Development Program. I'll talk a little bit more about those in a moment. We do have some other internal grant programs that are on hold right now. One is called Leveraging External Expertise Program, and that one is to bring outside experts to our campus. So obviously that one's on hold. And the other one is called Abroad. I can't remember what that acronym stands for. I made it up, but I just don't remember too many words. But basically that program is to send our researchers, scholars, et cetera, to other countries to build and grow collaborations with international partners. That one, again, is on hold because of travel restrictions, but hopefully in the near future, those two will be moving forward again. But for today, we'll move ahead and talk about the Creative Endeavor Opportunity Program. This one provides support to faculty members and in some cases staff members to increase their research, scholarly, creative endeavors. Typically, this is going to go to a faculty or staff member who is engaged in a creative endeavor in a field that usually doesn't have a large network of grant funding. These are up to $10,000 and they enable the creation usually of a product such as a new class, a new course for instruction, a CD, a piece of artwork, etc. So the first recipient for this year is Anthony Campbell from Fine Arts. And I believe he was able to join us today. So Anthony, if you are on, please go ahead and give us a few words about your project.
Hi, yeah, thank you. I'm really excited to get this award. I'm doing a show at the Mint coming up in the fall, at partnering with Prospect, being a Prospect satellite. And we're going to be making a vinyl record in collaboration with NOCA students. So there's going to be I think they're going to be really excited that we're full steam ahead on this project. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you for your efforts, and we look forward to the completion of that project that's involving stakeholders outside of the campus as well. Our next recipient this year is Lazlo Phillips from Film and Theater, and Lazlo is on as well, so please give us a few words.
Here I am. Because I messed with Zoom, I don't see myself, so I don't know if I'm here. I hope I'm here. Thank you so much.
Yes, we see you and hear you.
Cool. I really appreciate this. I was just thinking in the last few minutes that what a wonderful job is to be a professor. You know, one can do what wants to do, and what one at least I like to do, to teach and do my creative work, and to get paid for it, it's fantastic. And then to get an award for it is even more fantastic. So I really appreciate it, and also I appreciate that these awards help me move faster, maybe than I would do without them. So they are a good, deadlines are always a great thing for a creative mind. Thank you so much. Thanks.
All right, thank you. And again, we look forward to seeing the output of your work on that project. And our third recipient for the CEO program this year is Arya Martin. Arya is in fine arts, and I believe she has class at this time, so she is not with us. But I do know a little bit about her project. It's a photography project where she's using an older format using film. If anybody was at it, we had a reference to vinyl records a minute ago, and now Arya is using film in I think an 8x10 camera, maybe. I can't remember the exact size, but it's a large format film camera. And this is an older form of photography that isn't as prevalent today, but it allows for some different kinds of creativity than we see with modern digital photography. So again, we look forward to seeing the outcomes of her artistic endeavors. So let's move on now to the Stimulating Competitive Research Awards. And these awards are similar in that they are intended to help our researchers get moving a little faster and more effectively. These are a little bit different because they tend to support, actually they don't tend to, they require that the recipient uses the knowledge, data, et cetera, produced in the project to leverage external funding opportunities. And so each of these SCORE recipients will be submitting a proposal to an outside entity, typically a federal agency, but sometimes a state or a nonprofit, to get a larger amount of money to continue the project. So these have a $15,000 maximum. It's a little bit bigger than the CEO, simply because these tend to be in areas where the cost of doing the work is a little bit more expensive. So our first recipient for this year's SCORE program is Sheikh Arif Zaman.
Hi, this is Sheikh Arif Zaman, an assistant professor in computer science department. My research areas are broadly in big data analytics, machine learning, and high performance computing. I usually work on problems involving large data sets by designing scalable algorithms and machine learning models. It is with great pleasure that I received the SCORE Award in UNO ARCS 2021. This award will allow me to pursue an exciting research problem on scalable machine learning. I anticipate that my project will address a key challenge in machine learning and create new and scalable techniques. I'd like to thank my fellow UNO community, especially to UNO ORSP, College of Sciences, and Computer Science Department leadership and staff for supporting my research, teaching, and scholarly agenda and providing me with opportunity to grow. I also thank my collaborators and my awesome graduate and undergraduate students for doing this journey together. Finally, I hope to see you all again on our beautiful campus very soon. All the very best. Back to you, Matt.
All right, thank you and congratulations. Now, the next recipient is Leonid Malkinsky from the Department of Physics. Unfortunately, Dr. Malkinsky is unable to attend today, but his research is focusing on new technologies to harvest energy from sunlight through alternate mechanisms that are very different from our current methods of using solar cells. So that is very exciting research, especially given the great energy needs and concerns we have in the world today. So we wish him luck and congratulate him on the award. The next SCORE recipient is Marty OConnell from Earth and Environmental Sciences. And he is with us today, so he'll give a few words.
Assuming y'all can see me?
Yes, we can.
All right. I'd actually forgotten about this. I think my mind's been so addled in December with this COVID and all. But this is a really cool project, and this money is going to help us finally complete it. And it started 20 years ago. And it involved undergraduate researchers like we've been talking about today. We've collected samples from Lake Pontchartrain, and we've preserved those samples, and we have a big holding. Actually, we have the largest holding of Lake Pontchartrain fishes on the planet up there. And we started collecting samples after these recent Bonnet-Carré spillway openings with the idea is, do these spillway openings bring more plastics into the lake? So now we have the 20-year-old samples that we cut open, and the students looked at the guts, and now we have the recent samples, and we've just been trying to get through these samples so to get the preliminary data. What this money is going to do is going to allow us to finish looking at those samples and finally say, is there a difference from 20 years ago to now, and is it related to the changes brought by the Bonnet-Carré spillway opening? So this is pretty cool. And just a little aside, during the summer, I don't know how this guy found out about it, but there's a researcher from Georgia Tech. He emails me, he says, I hear you're doing microplastics in Lake Pontchartrain. We're testing this new machine. Can I have some of your samples just to test this? And I said, yeah, okay. And the campus was shut down, so it was kind of like a drug deal in front of Bienville Hall. He pulled up from Georgia, and my car came behind, and I'm giving him packages through the window. We have masks on, and he drove away. So I appreciate all the internal grants I've gotten over the years, but this is how it grows. It goes from undergraduate level to where we get good enough preliminary data based on the support, and then we can aim for something bigger, because I got a lot more dead fishes up there, and we can just look at multiple species. Right now, we're just looking at 2 species, but we can go through the whole food web. So thank you very much. Y'all made my day, and root for the men's basketball team tonight against Northwestern. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Marty, and congratulations. That's an example of an important topic area today, and it illustrates how basic research is really, really important, because if Marty and his colleagues had not been collecting fish samples for 20 years without knowing what exactly they would use them for, we wouldn't have that record of those organisms and to be able to do a study like this. So the next recipient of our SCORE program is Bethany Stitch from Planning and Urban Studies. And I don't believe that she was able to be with us today. Her specialty is working in transportation areas and looking at freight, multimodal transportation, and some techniques that deal with better data processing and analysis in order to streamline those processes. So again, we look forward to the outcome of her project, and congratulations to her. Our next recipient of the Stimulating Competitive Research Program this year is John Wiley from the Chemistry Department and the Advanced Materials Research Institute. Dr. Wiley had a last-minute conflict and was not able to be with us either today. His research focuses on nanomaterials and novel methods of creating new types of materials, both at the nanoscale and the bulk scale, that can be utilized in future applications that perhaps aren't even known today. But for example, conversion of light to energy, or I should say electricity, and converting magnetic fields into different effects, probes for measuring the impacts of drugs, all kinds of applications like that is where his fundamental research can have impacts in the future. So congratulations to Professor Wiley. That is the last of our SCORE awards for this year. We will move on to our Interdisciplinary Grant Development Program. This one is very similar to the SCORE program, but it requires collaboration between 2 different disciplines, typically in 2 different departments. The dollar amount is a little bit greater per person, just to recognize the fact that collaboration sometimes has extra costs and to encourage more people to collaborate. And we're very happy to announce the recipients this year of our IGD are Tom Sonyat, working with Tamjid Hoke. And I believe both of them are here today. I'm not sure if they're both going to speak or just one of them.
Well, this is Tom. I'm prepared to speak. Maybe Tom G to follow. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I really appreciate this funding for our research. This helps build on our collaboration. Our first effort was the application of machine learning to determine oyster vessel behavior. And it resulted in one of the first publications of applying machine learning to oyster fisheries. This particular effort will be mining a large database of oyster disease. This database was started in 1998, and it contains information on oyster disease across the Gulf of Mexico. The database is maintained by the Gulf States Center for Environmental Informatics. And we will be mining this particular database. We'll apply machine learning methods to the environmental determinants of oyster epidemics. We will develop a National Science Foundation proposal in collaboration with the University of Southern Mississippi. I have a longstanding collaboration with faculty there, where we've worked on models of oyster disease. I'd like to end with a general thanks to the Office of Research. I really appreciate all of the help that I've received over the last 10 years. They've been important in my success in developing many proposals and assisting me in managing many projects over the years. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom. Tom G, do you want to add a few words?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Tar. My name is MD Tamjidul Haq. I'm an associate professor of computer science at University of New Orleans. I teach machine learning, and my research areas are machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science, and bioinformatics, which I enjoy here at UNO. I want to thank UNO Research Council for reviewing our proposal entitled Predicting Oyster Epizootics, a Machine Learning Approach, and selecting our proposal for this IGD grant. By the way, this is my third IGD grant success in a row. I want to also thank the PI, Dr. Tom Sumniat, for collaborating with me in this proposal, and my chair, Dr. Abdul Gorfi, for encouraging this collaboration. In these proposals, what we are focusing is we want to build up an optimized machine learning model for predicting oyster disease, given a location such as a oyster reef or time of the year or the salinity level. And we will train the model based on past data set related to oyster production in various conditions. And we finally plan to submit an NSF proposal to extend the work to take both temperature and salinity into account. And we hope our work will also help Louisiana's economy by accurately forecasting oyster production in different conditions in Louisiana. Thank you.
All right, thanks and congratulations, Tom and Tom Jeed. That project exemplifies what I like to talk about in interdisciplinary research, applying computer science, technology, machine learning to biology. But it actually has a little bit broader implications than that. If you listen carefully, there was a discussion about disease, temperature, salinity. I don't know if he said oxygen content. We heard a little bit earlier about microplastics. The reality is that a lot of the problems that we face today have multiple stressors. And these techniques like machine learning are needed in order for us to be able to see those multidimensional impacts that are very hard for humans to visualize without those tools. So again, we look forward to your project moving forward. And at this point, we're almost done with our program. I just want to make a few last comments about the Office of Research staff. Obviously, the staff in this office is responsible for much of the activity that goes on in supporting the researchers on our campus, whether they're students at the undergraduate or graduate level, faculty members or staff members. And I appreciate, and many other people across the campus appreciate the efforts made by the staff. I'm only going to name three of them today. One is Julie Landry, who's the person behind the scenes changing the slides and putting all the logistics together. She always does a great job in managing all of our programs, so we appreciate her very much. I also want to mention Liz Sigler, who I mentioned earlier, who is overseeing the Undergraduate Research and Creativity Council and is our Director of Undergraduate Research and Creativity and manages all of our TOMA Scholar programs, as well as what we call Mentor Match and a number of other programs to get our undergraduate students engaged in research, scholarly, and creative endeavors. And finally, Carol Lunn, who coordinates the Research Council and does a lot of other tasks in the Office of Research to keep these functions going. So thanks to the entire Office of Research staff, as well as those three. And again, thank you to all of our attendees and participants, whether you participated in this particular program or in a previous program as a faculty member or staff member. We really appreciate all of your activities. And the last thing that I want to close with is the fact that today we were able to award $249,000 in funds that will go across the campus to support, again, undergraduate researchers, some graduate researchers, as well as faculty and some staff research. So we're happy to be able to provide those funds to support and grow our research, scholarly, and creative endeavors. So once again, thank you to Dr. Nicklow for being here and supporting research. And thanks everyone for your attendance today. Take care.